Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, 4 nerds by nerds, hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchy Ted.
And today we bring you another Versus. College of Valor Bard versus the Blade Lock. Jump down in the description below where you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, game weekly tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
So we got another combat, huh?
Another Versus. This time we're going to go with College of Valor Bard versus
the Pact of the Blade Warlock.
So someone had, we had recently just did shot a video doing, Blade Singer versus Eldritch Knight because it was requested. And I was like, you know what? You could also do like the Bard College of Valor. You could do the Warlock Blade Lock. And I was like, but I don't want to do all 4 of them in one video to be a really long video. So we'll break it up. And now we'll look at the other 2 Gishes that are pretty much left.
So the interesting thing about the Warlock is at its core, you have like multiple choices that you have to make. You have to choose your patron and you have to choose your pact. So with each pact that you get, which Pact of the Blade, it's like here's this small section of abilities and everything else that you're going to get has to come from your class and from your patron. So there's not really a whole lot that you're going to get from.
Well, the only thing I would add to that is there's 2 invocations that as a Blade Lock you're going to end up taking.
All right.
You're going to take Thirsting Blade.
For certain.
And Life Drinker. If you're going to be a Blade Lock, it's not even worth it unless you plan on taking those. That's what's going to give you the ability to hang in melee combat.
The thing about a Blade Lock, now I haven't played a lot of Warlock, but I have played the Warlock in your Thanksgiving game, and we've made big jumps. It's like 3 or 4 levels that we gain in between every session. And I think, what was it? Was it 14th or 17th level last time?
17th level.
And I'm like, why would I run up and smack this thing twice? I've got these spells I can use.
I've got 4 spells to use.
And they're pretty high level at that point in time. So I'm like, I really don't know whether Pact of the Blade is really all that worthwhile. And reading through and prep for this video, I'm like, well, I actually want to go and exchange out those invocations for things that are going to make me more spellcastery, and realize that I'm not really happy with my Pact of the Blade.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things. It's thematic. It's fun. The idea of your Warlock reaching in together and summoning this shadow weapon, or however you want to describe it, is really sweet and cool. And it's going to be fun up until 5th level, 6th level. You're still, you're hanging. Well, hanging with the boys. It's not so bad.
I would say even going into like 5th level, you can take your invocation to get your second attack. You're staying. You're slightly behind the fighter with not having action surge and these other abilities, but you've got, I can Eldritch Spear, I can do my Eldritch Blast and do these other things that they can't, so you're only slightly behind them. But it's when you get to like 10th, 11th level when they're getting 3 attacks and you're not.
Well, that brings us to the other problem with the Warlock. You really just said it. Why are you going to run up and hit something when you can Eldritch Blast them for a die 10? Agonizing Blast, okay, now it's a die 10 plus your Charisma modifier. You can add other things onto it, and you can be even further away. And no matter what you're going to do as a Warlock, you should really Hex, so you can do that extra die. But that's going to apply whether you use a weapon or Eldritch Blast. So, the only thing they really have going for them is, 1, they can summon a weapon and they're automatically proficient in it. 2, they have a die 8. 3, that die 8's for hit points. And 3 is they have access to light armor. So they're better than a wizard for fighting in melee.
Yes.
Let me say that again for you folks at home, in case you didn't understand what I just said. They're better than a wizard for fighting in melee. And if you're a wizard and you're fighting in melee, what the hell are you doing? Why are you there?
I don't know. We've got Ace and Shardgale who punched the thief because
no, he disarmed him with his bare hands, took his dagger away, and then stabbed him with it.
Because he forgot that cantrips
are at will. But again, these ideas are fun and they can be fun in your game, but are they effective and do you want to do them? So, at that point, there's this one feature and a couple invocations that you can add on to your Blade Lock to make him more melee, and then you can build him around it. But just as easily, you could build him to do other stuff, and he probably would have been more effective at it. So unfortunately, Warlock is kind of an overrated class in my opinion. It's like the favorite class.
Go ahead and put your nasty I argue with Dave comments down below.
In the argument section, yeah. Bring me your hate. I feed on it. But no, it's thematic. I love it. It's great for role-playing and story, and it's fun and new. But at the end of the day, I gotta agree with Mike Gould. It's overrated. Like, they're a one-trick pony. You're gonna trick out your Eldritch Blast, and you're going to blast the crap out of stuff. And they can do that really effectively. But then, at the end of the day, all your Warlocks, they start kind of looking the same. They have some other cool abilities they can use, and it's fun. But the Blade Lock does not make a good Gish, in my opinion.
I agree. And having played one, like, I think in the last session, I'm like, I didn't want to go up and attack things. I was like, I've got all these cool spells I want to use. So, having played a 17th level Blade Lock, the blade part of that just seems to fall apart.
Now, contrary to that, the College of Valor Bard is very thematic. It's fun. You want to play a Scald? You can play a Scald. Like, you play a Scald like a Scald's never been played in Dungeons & Dragons ever. It is the best Scald there could possibly be.
Indeed.
You know, when I think I want to play a Viking character, I want to either be a barbarian or a bard. And this is the first edition. I really want to play Bard. So what do you get as a College of Valor Bard? You're getting medium armor proficiency in shield. You're getting martial weapons. You have to wait an extra level, but you do get an extra attack at 6th level.
Yeah, the Warlock is the only one who breaks that non-martial class that to have the ability to make that second attack. But the other ones that you wait a little bit, it's not that big a deal to, I wait till 6th level to get my second melee attack.
And then, like, that being said, just by being a bard, one, you can always use your bonus action pretty much. You can hand out inspiration. You're going to help your party. Your fighting skills aren't going to be awesome up front, but you can do other things as well.
Well, I think playing a bard really does require you to be involved in the moment. And if you have a DM who's really allowing you to do this kind of stuff, you can do some amazing things. Okay, well, how are you giving that inspiration? Okay, what did I just do that was successful? Did I make an attack? Did I dodge an attack? Well, the opponent or your allies in combat, you can say, all right, well, I didn't say anything. I just did something really cool that added inspiration to him, and he now wants to go off and do that cool thing too. So if you describe your combat and what you're doing, you don't need to be the bard who, you can do it, my friend. I have your back. No, you can just do cool things, and that's what is inspiring your allies.
I think what Ted's saying is you can just lead by example, on the battlefield up there fighting against overwhelming odds, even though you're just a bard.
Well, I mean, you bring up, the Vikings, and there is a show on the History Channel called Vikings, and like any number of those type of action scenes, I could see those type of things being a bard, and there are characters in that series that are intelligent. No one's casting spells per se, but I could see a couple of them as like, yeah, that could be bardish, bard-like, bard-light.
Absolutely, or you could be chanting or singing or reciting poetry, or epic tales, anything like that, including just being a presence on the battlefield. So, as a College of Valor bard, you get combat inspiration, which you can't use it on yourself. You give it to other people, but it's cool in the sense that when they have it, they can use it to do more damage, or they can add to their armor class as a reaction. So a character that doesn't use their reaction, well, now they have a use for it, possibly, keep them from getting hit. Or, if they just rolled a crit, well, I'm going to use my inspiration now because I want to do an extra die of damage. Again, it's a scalable ability. It works good. Bards are full casters. They have a whole slew of spells. This is the only problem I really have with the College of Valor Bard, is when you get to this area where you have all these spells you can cast. So it becomes less effective to run up and hit things with a sword.
Especially considering the 10, 14, 18, I think, on the Magical Secrets. They can go pick 2 spells from any other list as long as they can cast it, they've added new things. It becomes a bard spell for them, and all right, I got access to this thing now.
They also get jack of all trades, meaning they can make any check they want, right? Well, they're going to get half the proficiency bonus to, including initiative. Sure, there's so many other things we can go into with Bard as well, like their expertise, which makes them, if you physically want to make that character, like you could take them in Intimidate, you could take them in Athletics, you can take them in Acrobatics. You could really make this dominating character.
Physical presence, yeah.
Using that and building towards it. And like Ted said, that magical secret's getting a pull from anywhere. There's just so many options that you have. Now, I actually feel like the College of Valor Bard may actually be the best Gish in the game.
Okay.
I feel like they might have the most options available to them. They have the ability to constantly buff their allies or themselves using spells. Granted, by the time they get to the 20th level, they've pulled 6 spells from anywhere. So they can do whatever they want. They're a full caster, so first level to 9th level spells. It could even be a cantrips if you wanted to.
That is true. You can pick cantrips. I don't know why you would, but hey, the selection is yours.
Well, that being said, if you're hitting things with a weapon, there is a couple cantrips in the Sword Coast Adventure Guide that you might be interested in taking.
Is it Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade?
Yes. Both of them are kind of interesting and do some cool things. Also, another thing that is worth mentioning is battle magic for the bard, because they get to cast a spell at 14th level. They get to cast a spell, plus as a bonus action they can make a weapon attack.
Not bad to be able to throw that in there if you're already up in their face.
Yeah. So again, Gish is not. I've said it before. I'll say it again. They're just not as good as playing as a spellcaster or playing as a warrior. They never will be. But just because they're not as good doesn't mean they're not as fun. So I would recommend doing it. I'm playing it in Ted's campaign. I have a blast with it. It's not the most effective, but you know what?
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter about, are you trying to make the most effective character? There's plenty of people out there who talk solely about that. When you make a character, you make a character that you want to play, and you play it the way that you want, and no one can tell you that's wrong. So if you want to make a Gish character, you want to make somebody that's completely and utterly ineffective, not saying that Gishes are, go for it, have fun. The idea of playing this game is to have fun, so do it.
Yeah, essentially what the College of Valor Bard does really nicely, gives you a broad base of options that you can use all the time. There isn't really a whole lot that's good to say about the Bladelock Warlock. It's thematic and it's fun, but when you compare it against any of the other Gish characters, I think it's going to play second, third, fourth, fifth, even sixth fiddle. It's just the way it is. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can patronize us in a good way over on Patreon.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.